All right. Okay. Sorry, guys. I touch things and it turns to shit. So I understand your frustrations. Okay. I really do. And you know what? It doesn't go away with age. All right. So I'm frustrated too with different things. Main thing I'm frustrated with, it really sucks getting old. All right. It really does. But I'm still excited. Apparently, I still have the energy of most people half my age. So, you know, and I just about choked to death yesterday in Applebee's. So I'm just glad to be here. Okay, that was my hodl. I didn't choke to death on my. I took one bite of a hamburger, and at any rate, I got through it. And look, see my eye. That just happened yesterday. Okay. Started working out. Maybe I worked out too high. You know, I don't know if they're all related, but you know what? I got to, when I walk up steps, I got to think about lifting my feet up because I'll trip over steps, you know. But guys, I realize you're frustrated, but I need to say something. I haven't traded in BitMEX for less than 10 days. I just looked at when I got liquidated. It was less than 10 days ago. I'd have been better off not trading at all beginning the 1st of December. I've given up what I took out. I took out 47. I lost what little bit I had in there, put in another 2 and lost that. Okay. I put in 4, I think 4 in on the gold trade. Okay. Oh, I got my coffee. So what do you have to learn here? It's not just trading. Okay. It's hodl, 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 save, build a. Sound money. You know, man, I want you guys to have some sound money. We don't have sound money, and that's why everybody runs around like a chickens with their heads cut off. But you guys can get it. You know, you can bring it here. I don't know where I'm going this year. I'm sure I'll be trading. My gosh, it's only 6 weeks in. In 2018, that was 1 year I thought I might lose. I didn't make any money all year long until the very end, and I turned 2 bit going into 22. And that's when I started writing on Medium. And then I said, you know what? I was encouraged to start a website, and I took the decision to publish everything that I do and to teach you money management. Guys, look, you're either in 2 positions right now. Okay. Either if you're frustrated with what I'm teaching, I get it because of it's going to get more and more frustrating. It's easy to go crazy. The only thing that's going to keep you sane is to have that hollow. Okay. And I realize you're either in 2 boats. You either don't have the hollow you want, or you've been over trading. Because otherwise, I'm giving you the value that you want and paid for. I am not here for you to follow me. And I've never made that, but I've made everything that I do public. I don't know anybody that's doing that. And the success that I had last year, I attribute it to you guys because I was accountable to you. I'm going to the next level. Okay. I'm sitting here, Stefan and I, look, you're a member. You have an open invitation to come down here and ride some cars with me. Hang out, man. It's real life. There's more to life than trading. Okay. My passion is sound money. I spent years with that passion. I failed miserably and I did 11 years in prison. I lived in a glass house for 11 years. I learned to play the game. And maybe that's why I'm willing to live in a glass house now and share the rest of my life with you. So I guess you might call this a digital autobiography, warts and all. And, you know, anything bad people want to say about me, you know what? It's true. I don't have a problem with that. And, but think about it, guys. I'm trying to build this membership. You got referral codes. One thing I haven't talked about yet, we're putting together a lot of stuff right now. One thing we want to do is a starters kit. I just occurred to me, you know what? I haven't shared that with you guys. I got bitcoinstarterkit.com. We want to put together a package. What should be in a package for somebody that just heard about Bitcoin and needs to get started? We don't know. Which hard wallet? What trading platforms? Where should they buy it? Should they buy it and keep a low profile and keep the anonymity, or stick their neck out like I have and other people have done, teaching about sound money? And I get it, guys. Like I say, I was locked up 11 years. I played this stupid game. I called it Dungeons and Dragons for real. I was in Max, Super Max. I was in the nut house. They did everything they could to me. And they finally did break me in the nut house because I was in there with a bunch of loonies. I couldn't believe it. But I recovered from it and went to maximum security and walked out on the yard. And I had White Aryan Nation guys on all sides of me. And they said, Ron, we don't know who the fuck you are, but there's a staff contract on your life, so we're watching your back. That's when I started to learn prison. And, I learned that maximum and super max and medium, I could play it, and I was winning. When they win, but I'm in prison, they can take me away. But they did use me to set up staff they wanted to get rid of. I didn't have any problem going the hole. You don't understand. Convicts, they want a steady life. I was always ready to rock and roll. As I am now. What part of money management do you not understand? Is it the M or the O or the N or the E or the Y? I don't know how to go the rest of the way because my mind isn't that good anymore. I hate to be a rant, and you know what? I want you to challenge me, call me out. And I'm glad that you did, but but it needs to be on the group. And, somebody pointed out, you're bad. You remember bad mouth me on YouTube. You're bad mouthing yourself. Okay. You want to say, oh, I'm not getting my money's worth. Okay, I don't mind if you want to tell everybody that, but said you also have an open invitation to come down here anytime you want. I don't know where you guys are coming from sometimes. So, and I know most of you aren't. So I understand your frustration, and I'm feeling it too. And sometimes you wonder if it isn't just the whole bubbly, what's going on in the world. I'm reading this stuff now about these things. But what are we going to do? You got to travel. You might have to be vaccinated. If you can't see what's coming, I can't help you. I really can't. And I'm trying to prepare you the best that I can. And your HODL is what's going to get you through what's coming. And so, I understand your frustration at me. I get it. Because what you want to see what I did last. I don't know what I'm going to be doing this year. I know where I'm going now. And, I need to complete some things. But we want to get a Bitcoin starter kit. We want to develop this whole idea of, the Bitcoin standard. And I got Bitcoin standard certificate. I got all kinds of, and I'm just amazed that they were available. I'm saying, well, because, I've been thinking about this for 40 and 50 years ago, guys. It's my passion. All right. I'm doing it because I love it. I love you guys. I'm glad you're here. So I'm done, but I'm here to answer your questions. And I get your frustration. I really do. But I want you to look at it in another way, that there's more than trading. Just as I taught you, and I don't know where I'm I'm learning every day too. I need to start emphasizing that trading isn't that important. Much more important is your hodl. What you have now, count your blessings. Number two is, as you are blessed, go ahead and be free with it. Have a little fun. The Lord's not opposed to that. Number three, hodl with it. Now, all those things require trading. Trading is in every aspect, but you don't have to be trading on BitMEX. You don't have to be trading on any exchange. You can actually, acquire your Bitcoin privately, which is the best way to do it. And probably because anytime you buy Bitcoin and you're KYC'd, I'm sorry, but Legacy knows about you. If you don't think you're living in a glass house, I can't help you.
All right, tell them. You can tell them.
When we're having things, Stefan just got hit. We're not going to talk about it. We may never talk about it, but someday we will. We'll talk about it. He got hit. I got hit yesterday, man. I just about died at Applebee's. I mean, seriously.
Tell them what happened.
I did. I told him I bought into it. I just, I was just screaming to find a men's room because my reaction, my esophagus came up and my mouth was full of vomit and I was turning blue. I couldn't find a bathroom, and I finally one of the waitresses. I came right back. I took my wallet. I came right back and ate that hamburger and drank a beer. Thank the Lord I'm here today. That's my real hodl, guys. This is where we're going with it. We got a member coming down tomorrow. We hopefully he'll be on the show. We got coming down. And he's down in southern part of Baja. Guys, we're trying to build something here for you. If you're in the United States, in a lot of these countries, all over the world, you know what? I'm freer here than you are. I guarantee it. Right now, probably Tom's freer than you are, and he's in Africa. So, I don't know. This is a whole program. It's not, yes, I can trade. Hopefully I'll trade and be very successful this year. Oh, if this gold trade works, I'll look like, but I don't care if I'm the goat. I didn't even know when I called myself ugly old goat, I was going to be ugly old fart. And then my son, after I started, he said, do you know what GOAT means? I said, no, I didn't know all these acronyms. I've been out of touch. Guys, I can't set any of this shit up without help. I tried to set this thing up and I'm the most tech unsavvy. I'm a spastic almost. I'm just really a clown. I'm a klutz. And I get on these machines and it was all set up for me and I still cut it all off. So if I can trade and be the dummy that I am and I'm doing something right, but what you think is so important isn't. But what is really important is what I'm trying to teach. And it's not, hodling is hard. It really is hard. I know it. And Stefan and I, we're sitting here, we can't believe, what we're going to put up. When I put up 10 Bitcoin to start this website, I think Bitcoin, that was when it was $3,000, $35,000, $4,000. That was $40,000. That was it. And you guys made it possible. That's about what I spent to get everything launched. And you made it possible that I gained it back. Everything that I've gotten, I'm not living off of this website. I'm not living off of your subscriptions. I don't care if you subscribe to me. Most of you are lifetime members. My life, not yours. I could have been gone yesterday. So every day that you have, count it as a blessing. You're getting your money's worth. But that's not a sustainable business model. And many of you, when we did that, we had half price for the charter members for a certain time. So it was like 0.4. It was less than $200 for a lot of you guys. And it was. And so now we're at a whole new level. Stefan and I are both sitting here. Can you believe it? Bitcoin's $50,000. We both made a commitment of 10 Bitcoin to go where we're going. We can't believe that we have each can put in, between two of us, come up with $1 million to take this to the next level. And we may not succeed. We're taking a risk. All right. We are taking a risk, but we want to be accountable to you guys on what we're doing. We're opening it up as much as we can without getting slowed down. And we want your input. I want your input on, what do you know your situation. You know how hard it is to talk about Bitcoin. What is the ideal Bitcoin starter kit that we can send some? We definitely want to send them a Tracer or a Ledger or something. We haven't figured out which one. We're going to try and work with other people and things. We don't know, but no, let us know, because we may be missing something. Okay. So anyway, I am done. And if you want to come in and ask me questions or something, guys, I'm here. Don't be afraid. I like it that you guys, I'm not angry with you, and I'm not frustrated. I want you guys to call me out, because I could be dead ass wrong, and maybe I'll bow my neck and just keep being wrong. But I hopefully I'm open. At least I'll listen. And sometimes, learning is not just you tell once and, oh, I get it now. That's the problem with money management. Oh, I know that part. No, you don't. If your equity is having big swings, you don't know it. And you have to say, wow, I really don't. Maybe Ugly's got something here, because it's not just the trading. It's your whole life. So anyway, let me put this on. Anybody else wants to come on? Let's see how do I unmute this? I don't know how, or maybe he has to unmute. I don't know how to do. Oh, ask to unmute. Okay. Yeah, on. So anybody wants to come on, ask me, guys. I'm not even looking at the market right now. If the gold trade turns around, great. I'll looking, wow, look, I'm telling you right now, listen to what, Michael Saylor, I have a high regard for him. Not so much like Elon Musk came in and said, well, I'm buying Dogecoin, but Saylor really seems on the up and up. And he says, hey, I'm holding on. He does not have everything in Bitcoin. He runs his treasury with Bitcoin. Exactly. That's what a hodl is. It's where it's this energy at rest that you're hodling for later on. Do you see how it works? Do you see that Stefan and I are I'm an ugly old goat and he's Pope Stefan. And we're both two yahoos. And we shouldn't be where we're at. A lot of you guys out there are a lot smarter than we are. But we are committed to take this thing to the next level. And we both, am I blessed? Yes. Am I lucky? Yes. But I also teach luck. You can't be lucky unless you can play the game, and you can't play the game without your hodl. And it doesn't matter how big or small it is. It might be a glass of water. Or it might be getting released from prison and have nothing on, but I put on 3 or 4 pairs of underwear because I knew I couldn't buy. It was something I wouldn't have to buy when I got out with the $50 he gave me. Guys, come on. Okay, I'll go look at the chat. Yeah. If you want to hedge your hodl, I mean, the way I'm looking, I would like to open. There's going to be more and more markets that open up like gold. And I'm doing that. That's one way. Now, my timing might really suck, but I am convinced that eventually gold will do very well. And the key is you can collateralize it with you don't have to put up dollars to trade this stuff. You don't have to be on the legacy exchanges. This is what's really key in my mind. And you just have to do a small part. I mean, if you're risking the farm on this stupid gold trade I'm in, you didn't learn anything from me, okay? Okay, I sold my whole hodl at 2K to rebuy at 1K. Never got there. Jeez. So I shorted from 3K to 15K. I'm poor now. What can I do? You're not going to get a home run. You got to start out just, nothing else, a walk. Wow. You don't sell your whole hodl, guys. I never taught that. And I know you got to remember other people. Tyler Jenks was a legacy trader. I am not. Okay. He told people it was going 2000. That was before Tyler Jenks, because Tyler Jenks recommended, he recommended waiting for 1,000 when it was, they never went to 2,000. So you sold. Well, all I can say, and I don't know how to pronounce your name, you got to start hodling. What can I say? I've outlined it to you. Just look at the dollar cost averaging. It's what I started teaching people. It's what I've been doing. And I got people now that are just starting to do it, but I'm not recommending that they put their entire net worth into it. It's a worthwhile, it's a wise speculation. Bitcoin is not sound money. It's lousy cash. It sucks as a store of value. But it's the only thing we got going now. It's the only hope that we have to establish sound money, because we're going to have to do it in the marketplace apart from all these governments in the world. And we're going to figure it out. I'm confident. Okay. It's not going to be so hard to figure it out. You know what's going to be hard is once we figure it out, for the people you pass it on to not corrupt it. That's what happened on the gold standard. The market actually, that was the innovation of the 19th century. They actually figured out how to create non-inflationary purchasing media. And then the first thing they did, oh, this is so great, let's nationalize it. All right. Instead, I want to wait to pull back. You can't look at it that way. You measure your hodl by your hodl. I've had a larger hodl than I had now. Okay, guys, let me explain it to you maybe this way. And so my needs are different than yours. I have enough of a hodl to take care of my family and we're taken care of, and emergencies for close friends, my family. I've got that covered. What we didn't have that we have now is this beautiful studio, all this stuff. The Bitcoin house. The goat lady is building another house. We're going to have the house across the street. I hope that I got to get her permission. Yes, we have to make it work, but we're expanding down here. I think that there's going to be a huge demand down here. I think a lot of you people in the United States are going to be coming across. And particularly, that's why we want to have this Bitcoin Standard Conference. I can't believe, guys, the Bitcoin Standard Conference wasn't taken. Come on now. If you don't believe in divine providence, I can't help you. So, this is, I don't know who, it looks like Tony and Jimmy are coming. I'm making some other invitations. I want this thing to be, this is going to be Bitcoin. We'll just see what happens. I don't know. It might all fall apart. I could choke in Applebee's tomorrow. I don't know anything about BlockFi, so don't ask me about it. Okay, yeah, we're considering Cold Card. That's one that I've never used it. I mean, the thing is, what happens is you tend to, one that you first start using, you just start using it. It's like that first, it's like Bitcoin. You're the first one and you get the momentum. And so that's one that's accepted. I've got a Cold Card. I guess they've improved on it. I've never used it. That's a good idea. That is a good idea. I didn't even think of that. It was given the Bitcoin standard from Saifedean. I'm trying to put it together. That's what I'm working on now. putting together something, a booklet. And it's hard for me because what I teach is really simple, but it's so hard not to go down a rabbit hole. So, and I want it to be kind of a living book. So, but that I kind of really do like that idea. So, and that way we can send it. He's got it printed now in multiple languages. So that might be a good way to do it. I'll get a hold of him and see what we can do. I like that. Yeah, okay. But yeah, I hope you learn now. You just that the whole thing is that's why hodling is so hard. You're not the only one that did that. Look, I would be worth 10 times more than if I'd have hodled all the Bitcoin I've made all this time. If I hadn't lost it on exchanges, Bitcoin's the most forgiving thing I've ever learned, I've ever had. Every time I screw up, there's my hodl, it bails me out. Just come down here. There's going to be a lot of people coming down here moving to Baja. We're going to be going, we'll be talking about that more this weekend because we have a member down here he's been down here for a generation telling people all about it. And, but now they're starting to wake up. Okay. And the thing is, the window's going to close. I'm telling you, if you can't see it, I can't help you. They've already got the QEs exiting. So you're going to not be able to leave unless who knows what restrictions they're going to put on you. And so my goal this year is I don't want to go back. This is my last year I go to the United States. Two things I want. I want to get my Mexican citizenship, and I want to get my arrangements so I never have to go into the U.S. because I'm a target. I mean, I'm a target. I made myself a target. I'm not going to go walk into the shooting gallery. I'm going to hide in the bush and, create my own defense. And it's from there that we can fight these battles. Guys, the way I like them, what's coming is going to be, you're the slaves now, okay? And we're the Underground Railroad. That's one of the reasons I'm doing this. And there might be a day soon where I'm running these cars across the border. I can't do it here in California because they do have it all walled up, but they can't wall Arizona, New Mexico, and Texas. And that's where it's going to be. Probably right around there, Juarez area that's real dangerous right now. This conference, and people, part of the conference is we're offering security all the way down here for the speakers because they're targets. Now, some of them don't want it, but other people, we want to know people to know it's very safe to come down. We're safer down here where we are than where you are. And, you think what you want, but you can't believe it until it's just different. And when you understand that, I mean, the new America it's going to be some kind, that's where the original America was right here in the American Southwest. It was California, Arizona, New Mexico, Texas, Baja, Sonora. Okay. It's always been, and it still is. All right. So, all right. The monthly expenses are phenomenal, less than the U.S. You can get an outstanding place to live for $500 a month. $1,000 a month. We got a house across the street, but I don't want to. We got Stefan. We have a little casita here, a little 2-bedroom, and the goat lady's I think she's gonna rent it for $600 to Stefan. So it's right 2 blocks from the beach. It's just a different way of life, but it's a very good way of life. And okay. Yeah. Yeah. So I don't know what I can tell you. It's a much freer life down here. It just is. I mean, we're riding, we ride the ATVs and the buggies on the street. Now you got to kind of learn how to carry yourself. That's what we're here for. Yeah, but it's just, if you if you're looking for trouble, you can find it. And if you don't want to learn the culture, you're gonna be taken. I mean, it's like anybody else. If you're gonna be a stupid gringo, be a stupid gringo. If you want to, get in the drug trade, then you're asking for trouble. But if you just want to have the people down here are great and very, very personal, very polite. So, all right. So I am done. Is there any way I get Victor on? Or do I have, does he get
Just
on?
ask
He
him,
can?
He can unmute himself.
Okay, so I didn't ask. Okay, I'm going to go pee. And the guys ask me any other questions because I'm here. I'm really excited about where we're going. Stefan is. He came down there. You know what? He just came to visit. Now he's going to stay. I got another guy that's already living there. We're coming to visit. We're going to have this conference in August. I'm hoping I'm inviting any of the top name people that want to come. It's not because they're not invited. I'll pay for the accommodation. I'll give them $500 travel. Everybody gets the same thing. I want to make this thing fly. And right now there's, this thing's hopefully it's just the first one. It's hard to have a conference. It really is, but we can do it down here. It's going to be limited. You guys will you'll get 15% off the price we finally set for it. You're going to get the premier accommodations because you're a membership. You can use referrals to invite other people. We'll sell it out quickly. The question is whether we have to limit it to 60 people or we can get it up to 180. And I got people already all around here that want to be coming to this thing. And so that's going to be people not staying in the hotels. So I don't know how many people can we cram into the conference center. We have the newest, biggest hotel here in Ensenada. And we're using other hotels for overflow. And if we get some VIPs here for security. So, we're going to have an overnight buggy tour. And we'll also have we got to work out the details. We're going to have a wine tasting snowflake tour, we'll call it, but not snowflake. There's a lot of fun, but a lot of people are not interested in riding the cars, and I get that. If something might happen to me, I might be going on the snowflake tour, guys. I'm sitting here and last time before I went to the financial summit, I had a thing that froze up my whole. Who knows? I could be a vegetable in a wheelchair by the time August comes. That's not what this is about.
Hey, Uglies.
I'm working on the book now. So yeah, that's what I'm doing right now. I'm working on, but the problem is gathering it all together. So
Hey, Ugly, can you hear me?
yes, I can.
Okay. Yeah, I completely understand your position. I think it's hard I can understand it's hard for new members to understand why you basically are out of the market. Watching you last year was quite impressive, and seeing how you built up your position was really quite teaching. And I think people are expecting that, but what I think people don't understand that every trader has kind of their own identity, and you've got to go with what is right for you. And I suppose at this point, the market, as you said, is not your kind of market. But I think it's still very hard for those who are new to not understand why you can't have the same confidence as you had, going from 3,000 to 20,000. I think it's just really hard for people to not see why you don't have the same confidence at this point. I mean, we still had quite wild swings from 3 to 20,000. I remember when we got to, I think, 11 or 12, and then dropped really hard down to 9.8. So I mean, we've had wild swings before 20. So even for me, as I have more understanding, I'm still quite surprised with the recent positions that you've taken. The market is obviously quite bullish at the moment, with institutional money flowing in, and it doesn't seem to be letting up.
No. That's why I'm not anxious to jump in here. And the thing is, the one thing I've written about on this contango is not a timing mechanism, guys. It can get wider and wider, and that's why when Preston Fish came out with his, because I have a high regard for him, and he was a big one that his biggest problem with Bitcoin last March, or I forgot what event it was. Maybe it was a birthday. There was some event where he did a show with Breed, Love, and everybody else, and I watched it later. So yeah, he's got it, and that is the problem with Bitcoin is not Bitcoin; it's the legacy markets, and there's no entrance ramp. There's no way to really get on without completely doing what it's doing, and it might do it even more. So I get it. And the guys that have been really right on this is Willy Woo and Plan B. They've created the model. Another one who's really good at it was Murad Muda. I can't remember I can't pronounce his last name. And you know what? I want these. I'm inviting Plan B. I'm inviting Willy Woo. And I want them to, hopefully these are top-notch guys. I'm not the only trader out there. And what I say, I'm a fundamentalist, but I don't understand the back end of Bitcoin. I understand the economics. Okay. I do understand the economics, probably better than most, even a lot of people that think they do, but I don't. The back end, I plead ignorance. I got to go pee, so go ahead and I'll let you handle it for a while, Victor, while I be an old man.
Have you looked at the price? Nice.
Okay.
Have you seen the price?
No, what's happened?
51,500.
Wow. No, I'm not looking at price. This is my heart one-to-one. I don't really care about price because I'm not trading it. I've never been better off. And
one question for you. One question for you, Ugly.
Huh?
One question for you.
Yeah.
What would bring you back into the market?
I'll see it when it comes. I'm not, don't rule me out, guys. But what do you do? I mean, my suggestion, if I did anything, but one of the problems you have right now is, I like selling March and buying the perp, but the problem is you don't know what the funding is. That's a guess, what's going to be happening. And right now, to me, this is when you batten down the hatches, and so I got people that want to be buying this stuff, and so I got people. They wouldn't buy it when I told them all year, they didn't buy it when it was 4,000, 5,000, 6,000, 8,000, and 10,000 or 15,000. Everybody comes out of the woodwork now when it gets to be 30 and 40,000. I got people that are going to be buying Bitcoin this week, and they don't even want to go through the exchanges. They're not going to be buying a lot, but they're starting now. But it's the same cycle. It gets frustrating after a while. And what can I say? You have to realize where we're at and where this economy is at, and the world that you're living in right now. It's different from anything that's ever been around. You've got, and let me outline my fundamentals. The economic fundamentals go back to three things again. My mentor is E.C. Harwood. Number one is inflation. Okay. Now he wrote this back in 1979 or 8, or I don't know, back in the late 70s. And then the second one is Social Security, but that was just because that was created in the 30s. And since he wrote that book, you've had thousands of new entitlement programs. I mean, even to the point where churches and charities are in cahoots. The 1,000 lights that George Bush had, it was, compassionate fascism is what it is. You know, instead of charity, you line up with government and they tell you how to be charitable. And the third thing is, he called it SEC, but you could do any regulation. I was in a completely different, what business are you in? Look at these restaurants. What's shutting them down? Is it inflation? No. Is it Social Security? No. What is it? It's the regulation. They can't even open the restaurant. What part of this do you not understand? You know, that's the fundamentals. That's what you're dealing with, and you don't want to see it. I can't help you. It's going to be terrifying. And the only way you can get through, the HODL is going to keep you sane when the whole world is going nuts. And I can't help you if you can't see it, guys. Look at these guys. Look at your. I talked to my cousin in email. Guess what? We have a U.S. from the middle. I'm not going to tell you where and all this, but there's a labor shortage in his town. You know why? Because people on unemployment are collecting $2,000 a week. I'll go check that email. It might be a month, but whatever. I think it's a week.
I think it was 1,000 a week.
Huh?
I think it was 1,000 a week.
1,000 a week.
4,000 a month.
Yeah. So again, $4,000 a month. Would you tell me why would anyone want to even work? And then if you do get work, they have all kinds of government contracts. Guess what? What do you have to do to get a government contract? Well, you got to have a transgender business and a woman's business and a black business. And if you're a general contractor, you're looking for those contractors. And usually you go find them and say, look, I'm going to put you into business so we can get a government contract. That's how the corruption, that's what the America you're living in. What part of money management do you not understand? Do you think that's going to hold up, and for how long? Peter Schiff is not wrong. He's just not quite right. He hadn't figured out the difference between gold and Bitcoin. Yeah, well, this whole pandemic thing is a complete fraud. Okay, as far as I'm concerned, look, and it's so widespread. I get in fights with my family over it, you know, because I've never bought the narrative. Everybody that knows me knows I never did. I caught the damn thing and I lived through it, and I've had worse flu than that. So I don't need to hear it. You know, that's it. You know what? I'm old enough. I don't have to conform, but everybody wants me to. And, you know, I've literally said, I put on a mask. I don't even have one on now, but I do it to accommodate because I'm considerate of others, because they have this. Okay. And I'm not going to, I try to persuade you to buy Bitcoin. I don't have time for it, guys. And you don't either. If you're part of this group, you really don't either. We need to get out there and finding the solutions. I don't know if Bitcoin's going up or down. I have no clue where the market's going, and I trade accordingly. That's what I teach, and it's really a hard concept to understand. That's why hodling is so hard. It's hard. Hodling is hard. Saving's easy. I mean, ask the goat lady. She knows how to spend. Building is really hard. And that's where you're seeing, and I wrote about this, the reason we're in this hyperwave and why there's really no limit where it can go is that the big wave is going to be the have Bitcoiners, entrepreneurs reaching the have-nots. And this is how we're going to be productive and make this thing work. And we have to have a financial system in place to also handle it. And it's coming. I'm not trading now, except I'm long gold, and I don't know how my gold trade. I might have gotten blown out of that because they're hitting it hard, and you know they are trying to break the economy. I don't know the powers that be. They are breaking the small businessman. guys. They want you to be a slave. And Stefan and I were not. And if anybody should be, we should be, because we're both, you know, ex-convicts. Yeah, I'm really glad. And what I really want you guys, this is for teaching. And I'm somewhere, because believe me, when I understand, I knew that this was coming and I was delivering. So you know what? The worst thing I could do right now is start trading. And I said, you know, I was kind of I've been really working on other things. I've had some minor health issues, but I am working on a lot of other stuff right now. And Stefan and I have really kind of clicked. You know, we've decided, okay, we believe in this, and we're going to put up. I mean, we're sitting here just amazed. I said, look, can you believe we can do this? And we are. We're able to do it, and we want to make it. We want to get this message out to more and more people. We're including you when we get this. But whatever this Bitcoin starter kit will end up being, we want you guys to get we're financing the whole thing. All you can do is, you know, here's a great way to get started, and we'll send them the kit and go on from there. And I kind of like that Bitcoin standard because it's been translated. I think, boy, I like that, because I have this idea. I want just a living book where they get a medium, and once they get my book, they keep getting it, you know. And it's kind of referral to learn it, you know, it's a living type of a thing. It's just a hard time, but now everybody has a different idea of what I should be doing. And I do have to kind of collate or put together. I mean, everything's been written. I'm not writing anything new. And my problem is I want to be living life. I don't want to be writing about it after the fact. So that's why I would rather have a live documentary kind of a thing. And if there's some way I can write a book, have it active and living, you know, and then kind of do the same thing. We have a lifetime membership, not this group, because they're not getting my trading record, but something much smaller level, and then do a subscription after that. I don't know. We're working on it. But this is where you know, it's not just trading, guys. Trading is, I know you think it's a big part of it, but it's not. And I think I demonstrated that for 3 years now. You know, I took 2 Bitcoin and ran it to 22. I took 4 Bitcoin and ran it to 32. I took, well, a 0.6 plus 1.2 and ran it to 47, guys. And there's better things. I don't have to do that. I didn't have to do it then, but I did it. Okay. And I'm sure I'll be trading again this year. When I trade, you're going to know about it. But do you see that maybe your thinking needs to be changed? If I've been out of the market a bit makes for just 10 days. I've never been out of the market. I've had this gold position that hadn't worked. You've been following me, you know. If you bet the farm on it, that's on you, because I don't teach you to do that. I told you this is what I can lose. I wouldn't. You don't have that kind of money. I can lose it. It's not going to affect me. You know, one way or another, nothing. And that's what you have. And that's hard if you're saying, well, but I don't have. I have to do like ugly and take, you know, 2 Bitcoin and make it into 32. Well, good luck. It's hard in this kind of a market. It really is. You know, I feel much more likely that you'll be able to do that by using this asset that keeps increasing in value as collateral for other things. So I just don't have time to. I was looking at other markets where and you guys can probably figure that. I really don't care about that. My life is almost over. I really want to give the gift of sound money. But yeah, you can trade other things. That's why I was trying to introduce you to the gold. Probably raw commodities are going to be better. You know, that's probably why silver's outperforming gold. That's probably, you know, I would think that there's going to, you know, livestock, grain, the basics of life will be getting probably harder to come by. You can't be paying somebody $4,000 a month not to work and think it's not going to have any effect on the economy. And that's what Peter Schiff is right on that. He nailed it. I agreed with him. The problem is gold's part of that economy. Right now, the most important thing is to escape the legacy system, escape the tyranny, so that you can be productive. If you're tied up in the current system, if you're a restaurant owner, you've lost your hodl, man, because you're under inflation, you're under a welfare state, an entitlement state, and you're under regulation, and you just got regulated out of your business. You just got regulated out. You know, you play the game, you play with the system, it's going to come back and burn you. We got to build apart from the system. And you know what? We are going to be and you know what? If we're successful, then you got all this. They want it. Say, well, you can't. That was unfair. Just like, oh, it's unfair that, you know, I had nothing and I built it into something. Come on, guys. We're the best hope out there. And I much just this hodl. I've never bought into that argument. I never have. That's why I came up with hodl, save. In other words, be savvy with your hodl, reward yourself, and build a, and it doesn't have to be within Bitcoin. Just whatever you do. I'm building a studio. We're doing productions. I'm doing this stuff. If whatever your business is, hopefully you want to avoid as many jurisdictions as you can with it. And so, you know, I don't know what else to tell you guys. So, okay, well, I just wanted that I'm telling you guys that I'm here, that, you know, nothing's changed. I understand you're frustrated. I'm really glad that I got that information. I'm really glad, you know, that whoever privately wrote me in about saying, well, I'm hiding behind my huddle. And it kept confronting us. So you're still, well, you didn't answer my question. You're hiding behind. Yes, that's perfect. I can't say it any better. Hide behind your hodl. Hide behind your hodl. Okay? Doesn't mean you can't save. It doesn't mean you can't build. That's what I'm doing. But what you want me to do is show you how to turn 2 Bitcoin into 32 Bitcoin. And I never offered to do that. I said, I will give you my trades and show you how I did it. And in real time. Yeah. And it's frustrating to you if you see that. I mean, and I know some of you have done very, very well and others have not. So I don't expect, you know, I don't know if I'll ever break through that 90-10 ratio where they're, you know, 90% of the people that trade lose. But I've always found I've been wiped out. I've been ruined. Okay. And when it was because I didn't have the money management that I emphasize it so much. It's because it's the hardest thing to learn. That I have my emphasis there. And I know that, and you know, I'm building on this thing, man. You think look, I got these youngsters. Stephen, he's a member. He came in here. Come on down here. Be part of what we're doing down here. I need people to watch my back. I'm an old guy. You know, you guys are 30 years old, 40 years old, 20 years old. You're the ones that got to carry the ball. You know, not me. I'm doing it because I love it. All right. I've had a hard life. Most of what was hard was my own doing. I don't blame anybody. I mean, I could, but I don't. And when you can do that, then you're on your way, because it's real easy. I mean, I got a good friend now. I said, look, I'm not giving you a pity party. You want to come down here and go to work? You know, I'm your friend. He looked out after me when I had nothing, and now he's got nothing, and I'm here for you, man. So I don't know what else to say or do. And yeah, we're getting ready. We're going to get more of these staffs made. We're going to line this conference up with Bitcoin staffs. We're going to get some more of these stands, but they'll be up high. We're getting more and more ideas as we're going. And so kind of join the party. We're having fun too. I mean, if you can't see that, come on down here and have some fun and let's trade. Maybe I'll trade, maybe I won't. You know, I don't know. Right now, I'm not interested. I'm really not. I mean, I hope Bitcoin goes to 100,000, 500,000. Is it? I don't know. I do think that unless we get things in place correctly, it will still be subject to 80 to 90% corrections. But from what point? You know, if we go to 140,000 and we get a 90% correction, where does that take us? Down to 14,000. Nobody can see that coming now. I'm not saying it is, guys. I don't predict, but you need to be thinking in that way. If you don't have any Bitcoin, that's why I can measure it for you guys. You should have 15% of whatever you're worth. Now, if you're negative, you got to pay off your debt. Just get to work and eat beans and rice and get yourself out of that debt. Then once you get out of that debt, you need to hodl. And as the Bitcoin goes up, you're gonna be, other opportunities will come to you. And that's the only way that I know how to explain it. So if you have the risk that I've been preaching to everyone, if all your equity is in your home and in your legacy retirement accounts, you completely missed what I'm teaching you. I'm not the one saying, well, you got to buy all Bitcoin and just be in Bitcoin. I never said that. I'm saying you should have at least 5% and very safely 50, whatever your net worth is. You know, if you're worth 100 grand or cash in everything, you ought to have 15,000 in Bitcoin. If you have nothing but Bitcoin, you're okay. Stick with your Bitcoin and keep working. You know, come down here and work for Mexican wages. You know, I pay Mexican wages, not U.S. wages. You're not getting $2,000 a week for not working down here. I'm going to work your ass off for, you know, $100 a week. That's the way it is. That's the real life. Yeah, and I mean, like I mean, some of you may not like Stefan. I don't like him all the time. He's an asshole. But I get along pretty well with assholes. You know, I'm an asshole. Guys, I'm not here. I'm not a nice guy. I'm not here to hold your hand trading. And say, well, what do I do now? You know, I can't tell you what to do. I've already told you what you should do. Now, whether or not you do it, that's up to you. You know, hodling is hard. It's hard. It's hard. Look, the guy that built this house, I love the guy. He's my contractor. Great entrepreneur down here. I don't know when we built it, but Bitcoin was in the bull market then. It was way back before the peak at 20,000, or maybe it was after the peak. I think it was after the peak at 20. It sold back. It was about 10,000. I said, you know what? You need to put 15% of my bill for this house. You should take Bitcoin, you know. And it took him a long time, and he finally did. And I said, just forget you have it, you know. And so I did. I talked to him, boy, you know, I sold it. He made it. He held it long enough. He went through all the down markets, held it. And I sold it because I'm just going to buy it back cheaper. You might sell a little bit of your Bitcoin or your hodl, but you hold your hodl. You hold your hodl. Hodl, hodl, hodl. You know, it's the last thing you spend, not the first thing. I've got other people. We had my brother-in-law, what we paid, and we figured, well, I paid him years ago in Bitcoin. Just forget you have it. You know, we go in and he didn't know how to get into his Bitso account, you know, and he said, oh no, I still have it. It's still there. Oh, great. Because he went to some business venture, said, okay, well, you know what? You can finance yourself with the Bitcoin we sent you, and we'll give you the funds. Oh, we log in. Took us 3 or 4 hours to figure out how to get in because he'd lost everything there. He was always on an exchange. And no Bitcoin was there. Well, what? Oh, he looks at it and goes, oh yeah, I had a flat tire. Well, that flat tire cost him about $7,000. What can I say, guys? I have lost in the market more than my hodl. Okay. I have spent in the market much more than my current hodl. Last year, I did a very good trading year, but we put it, I don't need a bigger hodl, guys. Bitcoin is my treasury, just as Michael Saylor is using for his business. And that's what I've been teaching. I just didn't put it quite so succinctly or whatever it is as he did. So, you know, and everybody's got their own story in Bitcoin. Very few people have just, you know, hodl and live through it. Because I've known people that believe in hodling, and then some family emergency comes up, and they have to sell because it's all they have. So they sell their Bitcoin, and I know that this happened because I witnessed it. I know people that sold their Bitcoin at 3,500 and 4,000 because they had to. That's all they had. Whereas if they'd taken some and purchased other assets, and when it was 15 or 20,000, they could have sold those things. So you don't just hodl. You know what? Bitcoin can go up to 500,000. That's the smart guys that understand Bitcoin. I don't understand the back end. I don't understand those fundamentals. They're saying it can go to 500,000, 1 million. Tyler Jenks said 1,000, 10 million. Okay. You just need to understand the fundamentals of Bitcoin. It's the longest chain with proof of work and a fixed supply, easily transferable with no borders and censorship resistant. That's the value. And that's what we need now. And you're going to, and you know, there'll be a day when maybe we won't need it again. Particularly if nation states go back to a gold standard. I'd love to see it. That's going to be another one. Market change, the whole dynamics change again. What I tried to say is that when we hit this the dynamics have changed. Big guys, the market's big enough, market capital is big enough, bigger players can come in. And as it grows, more and more players can come in. Does it mean it's not going to be volatile? No, it is. And maybe they just keep buying it and it keeps going up. That's so far, that's what's happened. You know, would I be better off if I not sold Bitcoin and bought all this other stuff? Yes. But you know what? I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing now. I wouldn't be building. I wouldn't have a family that I'm taking care of. Give them the things they want, spoiling them rotten. Okay. I'm the richest man. That's the name of the book. The Richest Man of Babylon. Okay. I've never heard of it. Okay. Yes, and I like salt. You know what? Don't be afraid to be salty with me. I got a really thick skin. You're not gonna, you know, I'm sitting here and I think maybe Stefan he even taught me a few things. He said, don't even worry about it. But you know, I feel like sometimes I don't mind that you guys, because when you comment like this on, I read between the lines and I think I see where you're coming from, and that's how I try and address it. But I don't know until you tell me. And so I want you to tell me, you know, like when I was a pro, say, hey, ugly, you stop hiding behind your hollow, you have to trade. That's fine. But it needs to be said here. It needs to be said on the group. And I'm not afraid to address it, but I don't want people coming. You say, well, you should be to this, but you know, put it right up here. You know, I'll look at, you know what? I need you guys to watch me. What if I'd have flown off the handle last year? I could have. I didn't, because I was being accountable to you guys. I really didn't want to screw up. And you know what? It's too easy to screw up in this market right now. And there's better things for me to do. I accomplished what I wanted to accomplish. I showed you how. Okay. Now I'm going to show you how in a different way. I'm hoping this gold trade shows. We'll see if it does. I might be, you guys are the first. I might be completely wrong. What's frustrating you about this gold trade is it's not working. It's not exciting. It's not like Bitcoin is now. Exactly. That's why I like it. Sometimes I pull out my hair because that's Ted Warren. Ted Warren. Go look at Ted Warren. Now that's not exactly a perfect chart because there's a volatility in gold that I don't like. But the long term, the fundamentals are there. I can draw a long-term technical picture, and I might be completely wrong. But you know what? If I'm right, and this thing goes to who knows where, this could be a multi-million-dollar trade. And I'm risking a small part of my hodl, guys. Do you get it? Do you get it? I don't know where you're at. You know where you're at. You can't trade like me. You have to trade like you. Most of you out there are better traders than I am. Most of you know TA better than I do. The mistake is not being good in your TA. It's just that you overrate the TA. The mistake is not that you're not right or wrong in the fundamentals, that you overrate the fundamentals. And the foundation is money management, because without the money management, you're going to be wrong on fundamentals, and you're going to be wrong on TA. That's just a fact. But money management will not. It'll keep you in the game. If you're out of the game, look back and you will see you took yourself out of it. I didn't take you out of it. You did. And when you realize, oh, ugly, you're right. I did. I took myself out of it. You know, if you sold Bitcoin at 2000, I didn't teach you that. So, you know, all I can do is keep teaching what I'm teaching. And, you know, it's going to take you some longer than others. And guys, I don't want to blow it either. I'm not sitting here. I don't want to, you know, I want to build my wealth. I really want to build it because I just feel like I got things I want to do before I pass on here. And I think I'm the right guy for it, just because of my background and because of all my experience. Not because I'm so smart, because I'm not, and I certainly don't understand. You know, the technology confuses me more than anything. You know, like Stefan was saying, I don't know how you trade at all. And I said, well, I don't know how I trade at all either. I said, you don't have to be that good of a trader. Yeah, could be. I agree. I mean, I knew the gold could just continue on down, and because it's not as critical now. It's not a mechanism that you can. It's part of the legacy system. That's the real thing. And the thing that distinguishes Bitcoin is it's not part of the legacy system. It's completely apart from it, guys. It's a deflationary fixed amount. It's secure. It's easily transferable, and it's censorship resistant. You know, it's, if you have a Bitcoin business, they can only shut down, and you're in multiple jurisdictions. They're going to have to hit all your jurisdictions. And even then you still have your hodl left, you know, that they're going to have to torture you to get, if you can even provide it for them. If you have it set up right, you don't know, you know. And so, you know, if they kill you, the Bitcoin's lost forever, and everybody else's Bitcoin will go up. All right, so I'm done unless there's something else. I'm looking forward. We got a member coming. He lives down in La Paz in the southern part, and he said he's got. If you're familiar with the geography of La Paz, it's right there, close, about, I don't know, a few hundred miles north of Cabos. And just go right across the peninsula. And on one side is the Pacific, and completely different climate from the Sea of Cortez. The Pacific is relatively, it's cooler in the summer, and cool. It's warmer in the winter and cooler in the summer, whereas the Cortez gets rather hot. And a lot of he's got a large parcel down there. That's actually part of the Baja 1000. So we're going to be talking. He'll be coming. Hopefully, we'll do a show. We're hoping to do a trip this week. I get together with the goat lady. But we're down here, guys. We're setting up. We're preparing for this conference, and one of the things we want to do is this. We're going to have an overnight adventure tour that'll go from Ensenada. We don't know exactly where we talked to my guy that I've got my bracers from, and he's in that business. So we're not going to reinvent the wheel. We're kind of probably just let him handle it, but we want to make sure it's relatively safe. If you decide on coming on that, we want to be well prepared, dressed right. We were out there in tennis shoes the other day, shouldn't have been. There's just, and so we're constantly honing it down. So we just, make it as safe as possible, because it's a lot of fun, but it's very dangerous. And the hardest thing to do is keep the adrenaline down, because you want to go off on your own, and we have to, we have to stay together and communicate. So hopefully we'll have all that worked out by August. But that's a big project. Doing this conference is going to be a big project. We're going to I'm inviting everybody. I'm hoping we get some really big names coming to this thing. They'll be invited. If they don't show up, that's on them. But I think you see where we're going with our video production. We want to build a really top quality studio that can cover these or at least our event, and hopefully other events all around the world. That's the little fairies I've put in these guys' head. I said, look, we can do this. And I think we can. It's not going to be me, guys. It's not going to be me. I just have a vision of where I'd love to see you guys take it. And I'm not going to be in the driver's seat. Okay. Ugly Old Goat wants to be less and less and less. Let me get old and enjoy my daughter and my family here, and I'll be happier than it can be. So, guys, thanks for. How do I bead? I don't know. You breed ugly? I don't know how you do that. You just are ugly. Okay. All right, guys. Well, that's it. Thanks for coming on. Appreciate your sharing, and you guys have been in a long while. I mean, most of you, and I get it, particularly new subscribers, you're probably not getting it, but nobody that's taken this got what they thought they were getting. I used people, I thought I'd be able to follow your trades. And I said, no, we send you the trading history, and I keep it live and let you know everything that I'm doing, and you can see it, you can track it. We're learning new things just by doing that, and just some amazing new things. Like say Victor, by doing the equity app, I did not know that I had a 7% built-in cushion because I'm a market maker. Guys, you've got that kind of a hindrance now, speculating. If you're buying Bitcoin now, you're on the futures, you're paying a huge premium. And it's not going to perform as well as if you just own the Bitcoin. So, because those futures, regardless of where the contango goes, that futures and the spot market, they're going to come together. They always do. But it doesn't mean they can get real wide first. I think this is what Preston Fish was writing about. I'm hoping that he responds. I really like that guy. I hope we can do a show together someday. So, I don't know him personally. I've just watched him. I said he has some interesting views that nobody else, I think, has put out there. And the one that I particularly picked up on was his idea that the weakness of Bitcoin is not Bitcoin, it's the legacy markets and the exit and on ramps. And I agree with that. And there's going to be a day when the exit on ramps won't work, or they'll be shut down. And we hopefully will have other things in place that you want to get out of the legacy markets as much as you can. That's what we're working on. That's what putting yourself on the Bitcoin standard is all about. So, anyway, I'm excited. I can't wait. I'm exercising. Oh shit! Was today Wednesday or Tuesday? What is today? Hey guys, I was supposed to work out this morning at 9 o'clock. You guys are supposed to help me.
Is it Wednesday?
Monday, Wednesday, and
Is it
Fridays.
Wednesday?
Yeah, this was this morning, but so much was happening this morning, I didn't work out. So guys, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 9 o'clock in the morning, I'm supposed to work out. I've missed it today
Remind him.
because I was putting out fires on the
Someone-
membership deal.
someone
You want to keep me
remind
around a
him.
while. I gotta, look, I gotta get rid of this old belly. You see this, baby? I took a before picture and an after. So, help me out a little bit, All right. Thanks for coming. We will talk to you later. And boy, I hope that gold trade works. It'll make life easier for me. Then say, oh, look at the goat. But you know what? I don't care about that. I have no clue if that trade's going to work or not. Thanks for coming. Bye-bye.